good? I think we are good. I'm gonna have to adjust these levels. Maybe turn up my gain a little bit. Always playing around with these audio settings. Yeah, so I am just gonna be streaming tonight, I think, for a little bit. Getting back into the swing of things. I've been meaning to do a creative stream for a while now, because one of my goals, which I would like to continue into the new year, is to get better at digital illustration and drawing. Again, I have a drawing tablet in front of me. I have a couple things that I'm looking forward to, but I get watched enough content that I understand the functional aspects of digital illustration. Like, I understand layers, masking, that sort of thing. I was never really much of an artist. I never did art growing up, so I lack a lot of the muscle memory and a lot of the skill that you get just from drawing all the time, which I never did. And I can't believe this is not adjusted. Oops. Let me do that real quick. Get me a little more centered here. So yeah, I never had that experience growing up. So my solution is to go back to the real basics. I would like to go and start fresh. A lot of the reason a lot of kids get into drawing so fervently and so passionately is they're not worried about judgment. They're just going to draw what they're going to draw. And so I need to get out of my own headspace for that, because I've tried so many times of I'm going to pick up this new art skill, and it just flounders after a time. And not that long of a time, unfortunately. So what I'm doing is I am going literally back to basics. I have a step-by-step drawing book that I'm going to be following and doodling a couple, like any kid would when you go and you pick up a book from the library and stuff like that, or maybe you get one from the Scholastic Book Fair or whatever. And this is a bunch of dinosaurs and prehistoric beasts. So I'm gonna start off and try to just mess around and draw a little bit. Again, this is hopefully going to be pretty chill. I'm just going to follow along with a couple of these just to get kind of into the back into the one, drawing mood, but also just the streaming mood. I don't know how long I'm going to go tonight, but we'll see. We'll see if anybody shows up, and we can just chill and hang out. I'm going to be using Clip Studio Paint here, which is my drawing application of choice. I've thought about before, one of the things that I would like to do on streams is I have a bunch of different drawing applications that I actually have on my computer, but I've been using Clip Studio Paint for as long as I've had my drawing tablet, so less than a year. Still trying to get familiar with it and all that, but it is the application that I am the most familiar with. I would I think, to take some streams, if I continue this creative stream trend. I would like to take some streams to try out a couple other art applications. I gotta change the size of that. Try out a couple different art applications that I also have installed on my computer. Just something that I'm not... just so I can branch out a little bit, see what exactly is best for me. Because I do have Corel Painter, which is a painting software, more so than a digital illustration software. And I would like to use that a little bit, because my artistic journey did start with landscape painting in a traditional sense. I'm sure most folks who were on Twitch in 2017 or 2016 or whatever, whenever they started doing Bob Ross reruns, that's probably the same story for that. That is my artistic history, is that it inspired me to go pick up oils and arts and paint supplies and stuff like that. Yeah, just go do that. And so that's in all my history, for lack of a better term. That is what I was doing. Let me adjust this a little bit. I don't like how it kind of blocks the web here. Nope. Kind of blocks, but that's okay. I could just put me down here. That's fine. Okay. But yeah, so if I continue this artistic stuff going forward, I will be probably drawing in Clip Studio Paint, but also trying out different art programs, so I can get a feel for what I like the best between Clip Studio Paint, Metabang, Krita, any number of other applications. I also have on my computer, like I said, Corel Painter. I also have Sprite, which another thing I would like to get back into is I should probably be doodling while I do this, warming up. Ooh, that's a shape. What shape is that going to be? But yeah, another thing I would like to get back into is game dev, because it's something that I kind of fell off of, and Sprite is kind of what I'm going to be using to do that. I think this is a ghosty goo, so let's erase that. Ooh. No, he needs to be happy. It's a happy ghosty goo. So yeah, and coming back to that, Sprite is a drawing application specifically for pixel art, and I have a couple ideas I would like to use pixel art for game dev stuff. That's what that one is. Let's draw another shaping. What do I see in there? I see a guy. Whoop. A little sneaky snake. I always draw these weird eyes. Well, but this is kind of a mood, though. It's probably saying help. Shout out if your 2023 looks like this. This guy, 2023 mood, right? But yeah, Sprite is another application that I have purchased, and I mean, it was cheap, and I don't mind supporting it. Like, you can get a trial version, so I tried it out a little bit first, but it would be very good to use for 2D pixel art, more just isometric pixel art, and all kinds. And I have a couple ideas of games I would like to try to make, even if they're just, for my own sake, because it's been a while since I have gotten back into game dev or anything like that, at least outside of my work. I don't like the mood that this guy is actually giving off since I said help with him, so we're going to delete him. This is not a help kind of stream. We are just drawing. I don't like that shape. Okay, what does that shape speak to me? We are warming up with shapes right now. I see... You know those dogs that have, like... Yeah, this is a dog. One of those pooches. I don't know what this all is. But that is definitely an eye. Oh, yeah, change my eraser size probably again for that. Whoop. Give that pooch's eye back. They usually have like a mouth that sticks out. This is supposed to be like his jowls, I suppose. That's the word for that, right? Do they usually have their whiskers up there? I don't really know. Yeah, it's a little pooch. It's like a Scooby-Doo-esque. It's giving Scooby-Doo. Slightly disconcerted by its ghost companion, but that's okay. We can make them get along a little bit. Oh, they fit so nicely together. I'll just put them down here. I will try my best to stay on chat, but I am a one-man show here. That's okay, and I'll try to adjust this as best I can. And if there's any audio issues or anything like that, I'd appreciate a heads up. If audio needs to be changed, if I need to be louder, or the music needs to be quieter, or anything like that. Today we are using chillhop.com, which is a lo-fi audio source I can use to... Oops, we don't want that. We want to be drawing. Lo-fi audio source for streamers and stuff. Woo! That's a big Y. Why? Because I said so. Man, stabilization is really fighting me there when I try to write anything. I guess no text for me tonight. Okay, get rid of that. What else can we do to warm up? Draw a cartoon character. No, I'm not going to try to emulate any style or anything like that. I'm just going to make a guy. I like round shapes, so round. And he's like, whoop. Well, he's almost baby-like. That's okay. He's a bean. And this is going to be like the nose area. He's going to be a friend-shaped, so woo. Woo. And he's happy. And his ears over here. Because I like this head shape and I don't want to interrupt it with any ears. Who would ever do that? It's almost it's giving Donkey Kong. Okay. Let's make those irises at least a little bit better. Okay, no pupils. That actually works better, I think. Yeah, shrink that. I'm probably going to regret shrinking the eraser here later. But that's okay. Yeah, he's just a friend saying hi. Okay. One more thing to do warm up. That's what we'll call this layer as well. I mean, real artists would probably take a lot longer to warm up, but I am not a real artist. I'm a fool who's trying his hardest on Twitch, but that's okay. Okay, so let's go. We can draw a Christmas tree. It is the holiday season. Yeah, let's do our very cartoony Christmas tree. That is too big. I started too big. It's a good start. These guys are all just a happy family hanging out on their Christmas for their celebration together. And because we're going to be artsy and I don't want to draw the other half and worry about symmetry at all. Oh, that did not work out. Okay. Yeah, because I don't want to have to worry about this. Back to that. And move it around. And bam. Easy as that. Now it's the side of the tree. Because again, I don't want to have to worry about drawing the rest of it. Star. Star arm that I am bad at drawing. I also haven't vetted any of this music, so if it sucks and absolutely needs to change, I can do that too. But so far it's been pretty chill. That's a very bad star. Let's go like that. That's a little better. There we go. And we'll put some ornaments on here. Again, I'm not looking for perfection. This is a stream about trying our best and trying our hand and doodling. It says doodle in the title. So we will be okay if it is just if it's just all right. Let me check the audio levels here pretty quick. Just a moment. Okay. Everything seems to be in order. I guess we'll find out and if anybody comes in and says anything, or in the VOD. Well, I left myself unmuted though, like an idiot, but that's okay. Okay, so as previously discussed, we are going to be going through 50 dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals. Woo! Again, a little silly, but that's okay. We are not going to be ashamed of our drawings tonight. This is a very funny story of how I got this book. So I live pretty close to a book reseller. And when I first moved to where I'm at right now, I did not have my tablet or anything like that, and I was moving from my childhood home. And so I ended up with like a bunch of stuff that we've had for as long as I've been alive. And I had a lot of books, both mine and my brother's that were at this family home. And I was like trying to downsize and stuff like that, so I ended up selling a lot of them to this bookstore. Well, I go recently because I'm trying to draw some more, and I only just got this tablet this year after I used a while back, but long story short, I got this tablet and started to want to draw and illustrate digitally more recently than I moved, and so I go and I'm looking for drawing books or art books and stuff like that, because I have a couple that I've like checked out from the library and stuff like that, but I'd like something that's like concrete and reference that like I can doodle and mark on if I need to. And I was like, oh, there's a Half Price Books just down the road, and so I go there and I ended up picking up this book, which funny enough, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same one that I sold to them when I first moved and came back. So they just ended up making a profit on me because they're not going to pay me full price for what they sell it for, but I don't mind. But yeah, this is a funny book, or funny story of that book. This is also very old. It's in really, really good condition for how old it is, because I think, let's see, yeah, its copyright is 1977. Oh, but I guess it wasn't printed then. I guess it was printed 2014, so that can't be right. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, 2014 Watson Guptill edition. Either way, I think it's funny because it is a 1977 copyright, because we have certain things that are like how we used to know dinosaurs, like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which we might draw tonight. I haven't decided. Let me switch to webcam mode so I can illustrate this here. We used to think the T-Rex stood upright, So its directions on how to draw the T-Rex have it standing upright instead of like what we traditionally think of it as, like horizontal, with its spine more horizontal than upright, which I think is kind of funny. But maybe we don't draw the inaccurate dinosaurs tonight. I also like that they did say other prehistoric animals, because I'm pretty sure they also include a Smilodon? No, not a Smilodon. I forget which one that's all, like, everybody always calls a dinosaur but isn't a dinosaur. The Ridgeback. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, I think that's kind of funny. So I might just like see what they have in here and see what I want to draw. It's not old enough that they're still calling Apatosauruses Brontosauruses. They actually have on here Apatosaurus, formerly Brontosaurus, so that's good. If they have my favorite dinosaur, which is the Ankylosaurus, I would say we could draw the Ankylosaurus. Protoceratops looks pretty cool, though. Or if there's any requests in the chat, we will find out. Ooh, they do have the Ankylosaurus. It looks very complicated. But that's okay. We are not going to be ashamed of what we draw today. So we'll keep that in mind. A lot of sauropods here. Oh, they have a nautiloid. That one's easy. I can draw a nautiloid. We might start with a nautiloid and move on to something a little harder. Yeah, we might do like some of these simpler ones all on like one canvas area. Now the question is, do I actually like use layers? Because this, I think, well, obviously it's a 1977 publishing. This kind of assumes like, hey, you're probably drawing pen and paper, or erasing as you go. I'm just curious as to if they have that. They have a pterodon. Pterodon might be kind of cool to draw too. We will see. Oh, Dimetrodon. That's what I thought it was. Oh, well, you'll see it if I ever come up. Dimetrodon, because that is, yeah, mammal-like reptile. It is not a dinosaur. Well, this guy's a little cool too. Longus Noah. Archaeopteryx, I know that one. Alright, we'll start with something easy. We'll start with a nautiloid. Just because it can be a continuation of our warm-up. And if you see me looking over here for a little bit, I have my TV tray set up. And that is where I am holding my little book to reference. I need to get a bigger desk. I'm actually kind of in the process of rearranging some things and getting rid of some other furniture so that I can have a bigger desk in my living room, because I'm going to be moving some furniture around the house, so that I can do that. So let's go ahead and hide that warm-up, and we'll make a new folder in case I do want to use layers for this, and we're going to be calling this folder Nautiloid. And new layer. And this first layer, we will just go from there. And maybe I just keep this here, actually. I don't want to keep looking back and forth. Can I do it like this? Kind of. We'll kind of do it like that. Ooh. I thought about getting my my music stand out and bringing it out here, but I have my TV tray here. That'll work for now. Again, hopefully if I continue this streaming stuff, which I might do, that might be one of the things I want to continue to do, into 2024. I will, by that time, hopefully refine the process. And it's always the challenge to draw a circle at the right size. That's pretty good. I'm going to try not to cause anyone to be super sick or anything like that, or cause any headaches by zooming in and out all that much, but I'm probably going to have to do some. Okay, because we are using digital illustration, I can cheat like this, so let's shrink that a little bit. Drag it over. And I'm bad at drawing straight horizontal lines, but my straight vertical lines are a little better, so let's go ahead and whoop. That's not bad. Whoop. As Bob Ross taught me, it helps to make the sounds. No, that's not bad, but I do want to clean this up a little bit. Struggling artist can't draw a straight line to save his life. Again, I know the technical side of things. It's the skills of building up arm movement, wrist movement that I am still working on. I should change the title of the stream to whatever the book's title is, because this is not a dino. I said drawings of dinos. It should be dinos and other prehistoric beasts or whatever. That's okay. I'm sure no one minds. Oops. Does not have to be perfect. This is a learning process. Okay, that's fine start. Alright, and so it then uses a number of points that become closer as it goes along, which makes sense. So let's do that. Actually, let's add a new layer underneath this one. On that layer is where we're going to put these points. Huzzah for reference layers. Alright, let's turn that opacity down, and let's just say there and shift. There. Yeah. We can cheat like that. We are allowed to make straight lines. And yeah, let's just try putting some dots in place from where we know we want these ridges to be. And the ridges become more frequent the further along they go, i.e. the spaces in between them become visibly shorter. So we will kind of just eyeball it here. Probably gonna, going forward, probably gonna set a timer eventually. I don't think I'm gonna spend like more than 30 minutes, hopefully, on each piece. Piece, like I'm a fucking artist already. Each beastie, each doodle, however you want to say it. Okay, then they're back up here, and they're just making basically half circles and figuring that out. So let's go ahead and erase this guy. Don't need that line anymore. And yeah, we'll just have circles. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm only gonna kind of follow my guide. I do want those angled a little bit more, so let's steeper curve to them. Yeah. Man, from here it looks like we're not even drawing dinos. This could be like a unicorn horn. That's okay. I don't want that. I just want to continue that curve. Sometimes I think also in my precision, or my wanted precision, I always zoom in too much and think, oh, this looks like trash, but you know, that's just because I'm looking at a micrometer or whatever. So sometimes I gotta take a step back, and that's what this, you know, navigator here is sometimes useful for. Be like, okay, no, you're just looking at the fine detail. Of course it's gonna look pixelated and crappy when you're so zoomed in. I just want to be a cool art person. And currently I am still working up to it. Okay, and it gets a lot smaller, so we'll just take a couple of those back. I wish I was as precise and consistent with my curves as this guy is. That's okay, we are. It is a learning process. We are chill. Right? We're gonna try to be chill. I mean, every kid who picked up this book probably did not draw that great the first time. Unless you're my brother. It was probably my brother's book, actually. He really, really, really liked dinosaurs. And he really, really, really liked drawing. Well, I say really, really liked. He was the most artistic of us growing up. Oh, how the turntables. So we will continue our drawing endeavors. Just to be better than a brother, right? What's a more noble cause than that? Obviously being sarcastic. In fact, if my brothers ever want to get back into it and collaborate, that'd be cool too. I need somebody to collaborate with me and hold me accountable for drawing, otherwise I don't do it. Another reason I intend to draw here on Twitch a little bit more frequently. And game dev on Twitch, I figure if I have an audience, someone might be a little bit more likely to hold me accountable. Let's fix this up too. Alright, do the same thing on the top. Don't like that line either. Another, you know, skill to learn, at least for me, is pen sensitivity. And I guess I can change pen settings too, whether I want to control opacity or size, pen size. And that might be dependent on brushes. Again, I somewhat know the technical side of things, the functional side of things. I know how to download a cool new brush in Clip Studio Paint at least. And just probably need to fix it one way or another. Just tweak it to my specifications. Alright, let's reset our rotation and our canvas. Yeah, he's just a little guy, right? Alright, then next steps that they take are kind of draw out a little head shape here. I do so with an eye a little bit above center. Let me rotate that canvas back. eye a little bit above center. And a curve from here. Oh, that's too smiley. It's too pitched. That's okay. Oh. That's too angry. It's more like, ooh. That's better. It needs to be a little steeper. That's better. Okay, and then it just goes with tentacles, huh? Let's see what else they do. Tentacles, and more tentacles. Okay. This time I'm going to move it so that I can actually see the bottom of these drawings. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's actually reset our canvas. Let's hide our layer 2. We don't need that guy anymore. Let's actually delete that layer. And let's take him and move him over, like over here. That's too far. Okay. And let's get our tentacles in, just so we have enough room for our tentacles. How many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, like a proto octopus. Although I'm sure that's not actually what this is. It is just listed as a nautiloid, which I think is... Isn't that Captain Nemo's ship in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Is it Nautilus, maybe? Okay, it's a little more severe, like that. And we're just drawing. We don't need to be that serious and specific about it. Right, just as long as it looks enough like tentacles. Which it doesn't right now, obviously. We will be getting to that next. This one needs to be a little bit longer. And from out. That's a little too long, especially if it's coming around. Trying to avoid tangents here. Checking on a couple things while I do this. Apologies for being a one-man band here, but that's okay. Oops, sorry, buddy. Scared my cat there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me turn that on silent. Okay, so 3 more. We can do like woo, woo. Okay, I think these middle ones need to come out a little bit more, just to give the fanned effect a little bit more credence. Also, another struggle for me is I haven't figured out the angle in which I like to draw. I see like so many like professionals who draw like with the if you're looking at the canvas like close to straight up or like at a highly pitched angle, but my entire drawing career has been closer to flat. So So it's been like I've been like draw down, not draw sideways. And I historically have what I call bad teacher writing, where you're like when you like write on a board. I don't know why. It's just something that like writing sideways has been always harder for me than like writing straight down or straight up and down. So this tablet I have does have like an adjustable arm and stuff like that, and mine's not severely pitched. It's probably pitched at like a 45 or a little less than a 45, but I might try out a couple different positions to see what I like. That would also, like a less steep position would also help me get the feel for like standard drawing tablets, which I have one that I bought so I could take it when I go on trips and stuff like that and draw while I travel. So just a little tablet opinion corner coming at you. All right, and we draw the other parts of the tentacles now, right? So whoop. Maybe closer. And we do some connections here too. Should have read the introduction of this book too. There's like a note to like teachers and stuff. Teachers and parents, I think. Really just like an introduction. Here's what your kid wants to draw. Oops. Has your kid been considering Cthulhu a lot lately? Have they pledged themselves to the Dark One service? I suppose it's the Great Old One service. Then let them draw nautiloids from this book from 1977, when the Satanic Panic was real. Huzzah! Yeah, I think so many like drawing books and whatnot can only go so far. Oh no, I don't want to draw that. Just thinking about like how I have like a bunch of like access to like not Skillshare, but like Skillshare equivalents. Specifically through work, we have access to Udemy, which is like a online learning hub. And I've checked out a couple of their drawing courses and whatnot. And while they are good tools and useful, don't get me wrong, 2024 needs to be the year that I actually just like buckle down and draw for fun in my free time. The best thing that I ever made on this drawing tablet, you know, it's funny enough, this is how it always works, but the best thing I ever made on this drawing tablet, I made probably in like the first month of having it, just because, you know, it's another one of those like I didn't have no inhibitions or anything like that. I was just drawing for fun. A show that I really liked, The Owl House, had recently finished. They'd wrapped up their third and final season, and I was like, you know what? I've never really made fan art before. I'm gonna make fan art, and so I did. I made some Owl House fan art, and it's not great by any means, but I do think it is the best thing I've ever drawn on this tablet. Like, I've drawn before, but it's always been like references from screen caps and stuff like that, which there's no saying that's bad either. For me, that was done with that was done in my notebooks in college, and on physical media, so nothing like that for the digital sense. But what I made for the Owl House finale was certainly like the best thing I've ever done wholly from myself, you know? Not drawing from reference or screen capping or tracing or anything like that. Again, I'm not talking down on any of those methods, I think they are very useful tools when learning the skills that you that you want. Okay, and this guy's got a little bit of a funky line going for him, doesn't he? He goes like out here. Another thing I got this drawing tablet for, and I need to get back into, is 3D modeling and sculpting. It's been a while since I've 3D modeled, but I used to have to model for work, but I haven't done that in a while. Just because I got put on a different project that we don't use modeling nearly as much for anything. But because of that, I haven't modeled in years. No, I don't know if it's been years quite. Well, actually, maybe it has. I did some like math typey modeling, which I'm not sure I enjoy nearly as much. And by that I mean like it was like CAD more so than like sculpting and pushing and pulling vertices and stuff like that. But I figure one of the things I would love to be able to do is 3D model something to 3D print, because I have 3D printers here. I have my own 3D printers. And to be able to like 3D print something that I modeled, that's a very powerful feeling, at least to me. Okay, let's shrink this a little bit. Get rid of these connection lines. So I don't know. Maybe if I ever actually commit to streaming on a regular schedule, one of the days I stream could be like a creative day where we are either. Oh, I hate this. But yeah, maybe one of the times that we or maybe one of the days I actually commit to streaming, we could do like if I did a regular schedule of like one day a week streaming games, one day a week streaming creative stuff. The creative stuff would be like drawing, using all that different artwork, that sort of thing. But also all those different art programs, but also Blender or game development or stuff like that. All stuff that I would definitely want to try out. Yeah, it's a little bit of a thing there, isn't it? You can kind of say that as too. Okay. Let's reset our rotation and reset our canvas. And that's pretty good for a first one of these beasties I've drawn in a while. Wish I could delete this spam chat from my chat history, but I guess I cannot. Oh well. So that's okay. Well, that is one down and probably a couple more to go. Okay, well, that is a nautiloid. I'm going to take this opportunity to scratch it a little, work my hands, because, you don't want to be drawing with stiff arms and stiff hands or anything like that. Take a drink. I'm also going to change the stream title while I'm at it, just to be cheeky, because the name is Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Animals. So let's go ahead and change that stream title to Dinos, parentheses, and Other Prehistoric Animals. Because this counts. Because this is not a dino at all. But that's okay. You know, it looks pretty good. I don't think I'm quite to tattoo levels of artwork yet, but if anybody wants to use my artwork of this nautiloid to get a tattoo, go crazy. What should I draw next? I have to reply to my group chat first. Okay, which guy should I draw next? I did say I was considering that Ankylosaurus. That's how it's pronounced, right? Ankylosaurus? I think we always said Ankylosaurus growing up, but I don't think that's correct. Styracosaurus looks dope. He's very metal, but also he looks very complicated. I need something simpler. You know, the nautiloid was a good start. Ankylosaurus. He's got a lot of like grid stuffs. Maybe we just keep with our underwater theme and draw a nautilus next. This is nautiloid. No, it's ammonoid. That's like typically what I think of when I think of like a nautilus, but I guess it's not really a nautilus. Yeah, we can do that. And then a trilobite. No, let's do the ammonoid first. Okay, so let's go ahead and hide this. Let's make a new folder, and we're going to call this one Ammonoid. And add new layer. And you know what, while we are at it, let's go ahead and save this illustration. And you don't see that window, so that's good. And we will just say, make a new folder for Twitch streams. Never thought I'd be making a folder for my Twitch stream artwork, but here we go. Twitch streams. And it is going to be, let's call this, let's just make this today's date. Or just say, oh man, I'm gonna have to relearn the date typing all the time because we're close to 2024 and I've gotten used to typing 2023 so much. That's okay. I have to go to the other side of the keyboard now, or the other side of the numpad. Okay, now it's 2023, 12/29, prehistoric animals. And today we are doing the ammonoid, and this one I think I actually will use a couple reference layers for. Because why not? Okay, so ammonoid, reference layer first. We are going to draw almost a spiral. I don't hate that, but I do hate this part. Let me Get my eraser back to a bigger size. You know how I said I don't hate that and then immediately erased most of it? I was lying. I don't think it needs to be slightly bigger, so like, let's go ahead and draw this line in first. Yeah, so we're like aiming for that. And it needs to come out more. That's better. This is just a guide, Austin. This is just a guide. Figure it out. Maybe I should leave something absurdly bright up on that other monitor. Let me see. Oh, you see me. I'm so blown out in that. Never mind. I was just looking at how I look on the webcam. Nope, nope, nope. Definitely don't want to be looking like that. Oh well. Oops. This is just supposed to be the guide. I need to figure it out. Okay. And I know I usually draw curves better at some angles than others. I don't know if this is one of them though. And let's rotate and continue that curve on because I actually like that one better. Oops. This is probably why people use like the keyboard shortcuts rather than relying on the shortcuts on their tablets themselves. I know a lot of, like, again, professionals do that. I am not to that level yet, and also that's another reason I am looking to get a to move furniture around, is so that I can have a bigger desk, and I can have my, because right now I have one of those pull-out trays with how high I sit in my chair. It's not great to pull that. That's where my keyboard is. So I have the keyboard on the pull-out tray, the tablet on the desk, and then the monitors behind it. It's not great. It's a fine desk, but I just have a lot of too much hardware here for it to be worthwhile. So it looks like a butt. what I'm looking at right now. Terms and service, Twitch, please, no. Tender on sweet. It is not a butt. I am drawing a nautilus, or an ammonoid shell. Please. Please don't ban me. Okay, shadow banned for butts. Hey, there we go. Okay, that is a good start. Let's also continue the curve. This is still just a reference layer, though, so that is okay. So let's go ahead and draw the eye. That eye might be a little big. God, I suck at this. No judgment tonight. It is okay. We are still learning. Oh, that was better. Does not have to be perfect. Just has to be good enough for reference. I think that is good enough for reference. Okay, so this is just going to be the reference layer. So what else needs to go on the reference layer? Also need to put the rest of the spiral in on the reference layer, and then everything else I think we can do on the line art layer. And then if we want to get fancy, we can colorize. I might do like 1 or 2 more drawings, and then the last thing I do tonight would be coloring them. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Okay, so what they do in the book is they have a dot of like where they are trying to get to. So they just have like, let's say, here. Does that look about right? No, I think it's a little, let me redo that. I think it's a little lower, it's like there. Yeah, it's about like halfway between those two, so like right there. We'll just assume that's good enough. And that's all we are striving for. I belong to the school of good enough. Alright, so then we'll just spiral it. That is 2. It is closer on that side, but let's go like that. Nope. I assume this is what real artists do all the time, is they just continuously undo, redo, undo, redo. That's my favorite online artists always say, delete your art. Hey, that's a little better. Okay, we just need to continue that trend. Why'd I choose to draw something with so many curves? I'm a fool and a coward. Actually, I think I'm a little better at drawing curves than I am at drawing straight lines, truth be told. I think my hands are a little too shaky for completely straight lines. Alright, let's keep zooming in and keep doing this thing. Oof. It's a huge eraser. Alright, let's reset and reset. See, all of this looks good. All of this doesn't, so let's go ahead and fix that. I am not a fan of from like here on. That's getting to be okay. I might have to adjust this lower part here too. I'm ignoring every artist's advice and using my wrist to draw curves. They always say use your like whole arm. I am not up to that yet though. Oops. Okay, I need to stop freaking out over this because this is just supposed to be a reference layer. Okay, reference layer. Complete-ish. Not quite complete because I don't like how tall this part seems to be. So let's just move this part up here. And then also let's erase from here down to here. It is not quite as big, so let's erase that. You know what? I should also throw this out in my other group chat that I am streaming. Let me go do that real quick. Take a pause. We'll go ahead and reset our canvas so we can see our reference layer status. I think I'm going to end up having to shrink that eye a little bit more, but that's okay. I'm only half joking when I send all these messages to all my group chats to say, "Hey, come boost my boost my view count." Make it at least so I'm not talking to dead air, because that feels bad sometimes. Okay, so that I think is all we need for our reference layer. So let's go ahead. You know what? Actually, I want to shrink that eye a little bit more. Oops. Shrink that just slightly more. Where's that going to end up? Just about the center. Okay. Okay, so that is my ref. Let's go ahead and call that what it is. Ref. Let's change that opacity while we are at it. Only going to be a reference layer. And we will go ahead and lock it too, so I won't mess that up. Okay, on to the real fun. I should maybe be using something other than... So I use the same brush when I am styling, or when I am drawing my reference, as when I am... I'm going to change this a little bit. Let's change that back to -20. But yeah, so when I do like my sketches, as well as when I do my my line art, I use the same brush. But I haven't quite found exactly like what any other kind of brushes that like I prefer for sketching. Again, I'm not professional enough yet and skilled enough to know my my preferences, but that's okay. That's part of the fun of Clip Studio Paint, in my opinion. In the short time that I've had it, it was just like finding all the brushes on the store and just messing around, finding ones that you like, that sort of thing. I didn't mean to do that. I was on the wrong window, and I accidentally pressed a hotkey. I apologize. I'm gonna keep playing around with this music though, because I always feel like this is a little too quiet. Another reason I need somebody to actually be in the chat so they can let me know how the audio is doing. Okay, so it's another case of I wish I had this somewhere else, or I wish I had a bigger desk so I could put these side by side. We are gonna go with just a simple curve for now. It's a curve out this way at the end. Probably not even that big, to be honest. And a line through the eye, basically through the center of the eye, perpendicular to that, or near enough to it. It's a little too long, but that's okay. There is a Pokemon that is like this. It is one of the ones. Is it Articuno? That evolves into Kabuto? You know, I don't know much about Pokemon, despite being a 90s kid. I know, like, maybe part of first gen. Pokemon was expensive growing up. And we were not particularly affluent, so we did not play Pokemon. Although, I will say, it's probably because I was the youngest child. I never really got into the Pokemon games, and I never really got into the Pokemon games because we only had one Game Boy growing up. And so, I was usually not the one to be playing it. That's okay, though. I turned out all right, despite my lack of Pokemon trivia knowledge. I mean, I like to think so, at least. And let's adjust this a little bit. And then Actually, adjust that back and then go. Okay, so these are going to be, oops, these are going to be the starts of the tentacles. We're not committing to them yet. It's a low commitment tentacle. We've all been there, right? Summer fling with a tentacle. Low commitment. No strings attached, but certainly tentacles attached. Oh. That would be a good good quote to go alongside this tattoo, or the last one as a tattoo. Now, I've never gonna dox myself here, but I've never gotten a tattoo. Not quite doxing myself, but you know. And I don't know if I ever will. I like the idea of it, but I haven't committed to anything. How cool would it be? And I'm sure every tattoo artist probably does this at one point. It's like, you know, design, well, obviously they do, but like have your own artwork as a tattoo, or have people who want your artwork as a tattoo. Like, how validating that must feel, you know? Someday, maybe. Let's see. Next up is the shell ridges, for lack of a better word. And they're all pretty curved along that curve. And once again, gonna be weird to try to make this, oops, consistently spaced without any guide, but we will try it. Actually, let's... needs to be a little bit more curved. Yeah, it's just going to continue like that. So, oops. Oh, I can really see where the taper was not consistent here, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. We are not judging ourselves tonight on stream. That will be for when I am a little bit more skilled and can actually put my judgment into words that are better than, it's just bad. Self-love, 2024. Shout up. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, that's a little too close. Let's go like that. Yeah, that's a little better. This is very, I don't know what song is this one. This is very Minecraft. It's giving Minecraft. Here's the soft piano. Wait, was Minecraft like the originator of lo-fi beats? Probably not, but like... Minecraft has been around for a while, and I want to say their music style hasn't really changed all that much. Okay, I'm doing this wrong. These need to be... These aren't, like, curved in that direction. I mean, they will be eventually, but not quite that. Just need to be coming out at the same curve. But yeah, I think Minecraft is, like predates, like, the... lo-fi chill beats to study and relax to trend, doesn't it? Maybe I'm wrong about that. What is that, CJX or something like that that does the Minecraft music, or the original Minecraft music? I recall that. Why would I say anything, something so controversial yet so brave? I know. That's way too long. How's that looking? It's real close. Okay, but we're not there yet. Let's reset that view. How's it looking? I think this one needs to be a little bit more severe. Needs to be like almost tangenting there. Other than that, it looks pretty good. I guess it's a little inconsistent here. These should be closer than those. Yeah. For a first time, it's fine. First time, it's fine. Okay, let's keep her going. And try not to tangent. Although, if we must tangent, we must. I feel like we're getting close to must with how these infrequencies work. Okay. Oops. Sure you guys don't want me humming along. Probably sounds terrible on the stream. How's that looking? It's looking okay. We will fix the faults later. This is, we are not on the sketch layer anymore per se, but we are still in the preliminary stages of the line art. I don't know if that's the technical term. I don't care. I just go all the way in, huh? Okay. I'll just keep going all the way in. I don't like that one, that's too heavy. It's a little better. But honestly, when it's this far into the spiral, I'm not sure I care that much. Okay, I do care that much. That looks terrible. What the hell? It's probably because this is too big. It's absolutely because that center part is too big, but I've already drawn it this far. Oh well. I'll clean up that line weight a little bit later too. So if we take away the spiral. Yeah, it looks real. It looks fine. You could identify that as a nautilus, or a nautilus, not a nautilus. I always called these things nautiluses growing up, as a ammonoid. I think is what they're called. Ammonoid. That's how I feel. I am annoyed. No. That's not true at all. Anyone who's just joining us, we are drawing from, well, not from reference, following these growing up kiddie books of drawing, because I am practicing my drawing, my digital illustration. I'll take a sip of my drink while I'm at it. Got a new beer I'm trying tonight. It's a sour from a local brewery, and it is pretty good. It's got like some nutmeg and some cinnamon in it. It's like supposed to be like a festive beer, so it's pretty good. All right, and they have a, oops, no, don't want to do that. Okay, and so theirs meets pretty much at the shell, or at the outline of the shell, and it has a hoop, and then comes in like that, right? Yeah, just like that. So we just continue that trend all the way around. Whee! Again, if Bob Ross has taught me anything, it's that the sounds help. You gotta make that sound just like that, is what he always said. I wonder if these ammonoids are anything like tree rings. I suppose you could like look for a modern day equivalent, right? To see if like the older, oops, didn't mean to do that. The older they are, obviously the shell would be bigger, so the number of spirals might increase. Actually, don't know if that's how it works, or if it's like the same spirals that just join. Let me respond to this. Oops. I don't like how that one looks. There we go. Not so severe of a bump out, I suppose. And it looks like it actually continues on in the overlap of the shell a little bit. Which makes sense, because without the ref there, if I take the ref away, we need something to define that interior edge. So I guess I will keep moving on that. So let's bring that out a little bit and whoop. This a little bit. Ooh, that's a critical area. Let's shrink that eraser a little bit first. So don't leave nearly as much of that head in there. To quote an old Vine, so no head. See, shrink that down a little bit more, clean up some of those artifacts. Back to the pen drawing. Ooh, don't like that. Don't like that. Gotta get some pen control in here. Should also be a little lighter pressure here at the end. This will certainly help get my line weight down a little bit. Shrink this down a little bit. Clean up those crusties. Get that out of here. Oops. Erase these a little bit. And back to the pen, back to the pen. Oops. Now, realistically, when I'm drawing this interior part, maybe I should just shrink the size of this anyway. Shrink that a little bit. Should help with the visual indication that, like, you are getting smaller as you go further interior to the shell. Oh, this is so gross. I hate all of this part. That's okay. That's okay. We are learning tonight. Tonight is a learning part. Doesn't look so bad when I zoom all the way in. I suppose that's progress. At the start of the stream, I was just mentioning how it looks terrible when I zoom in. Okay. But real progress is being satisfied with it when you zoom in or out. We are not quite there yet, but we are getting there. Some of them are a little more sharp than others, but that's okay. I think when it comes down to it, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Actually, don't like that line. Go out and then whoop. Nope, don't like that one either. Don't like that one either. That's better. Yeah, let's clean this up a little bit. Thank God for digital rotation. I had to rotate every time with a hand, and also erasing or undo. Whew. Not to mention a reference paper. Of course, there's always been stuff like that. You know, you have your drawing and tracing paper and stuff like that. It also exists in the physical medium, so I guess I can't complain too much. I'm just somewhat estranged from the physical medium. Not estranged, that's not the right word. Just not practiced. I have a terrible habit, as I'm sure a lot of people do, of oops, let's not do that. I have a terrible habit of picking up a lot of sketchbooks, like new sketchbooks, before I've even filled out the previous ones I got. It's called self-care. Look it up, sweaty. No. It's just a little treat. Sometimes I'm just a little guy, and I need a little treat. Okay, where the heck was I? I am right here. Oof. These guys are so severe. That's okay. Now we're getting to the part where there's like a bunch of them. Because I don't know how to draw. Okay, let's split this guy up. Might have to live with a tangent or two. That's okay. It'll be okay. It looks like a croissant. I am sure that is not what they meant by intelligent design, but like a living croissant. They'd be hunted to the ends of the earth. Maybe they existed at one point. The Frenchmen, they hunted them to extinction. Oh. You know, I am really digging this. I need to do this chill stream stuff more often. I think I am not stressed because I am doing silly artwork. And I think that might be just the best way for me to go forward with more streaming. If I want to. Because I have had streams in the past where I am just stressed as all get out, but I would not stream if it stressed me out. I think streams should be chill, and that is what I intend to bring to them. You can't stress me out. I do that myself. Okay, let's get rid of that rough layer. How are we looking? You know, honestly, not bad. I still really hate the center part. But that's okay. If you squint, you can pretend it doesn't exist. Oh, excuse me. Duo is yelling at me. Stop yelling. Stop the violence. Okay, let's get our rough layer back, because we need to do that eye at some point, right? No, they actually don't do it until the very end. Okay, well, they do some of the, again, probably not the right term, but I'm going to act like it is, the tentacles here in a little bit. So let's go ahead and do some of those. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they have a lot more shown. I'm just going to start with the main two right now. So let's do that. Let's go. Oops, let me bring that pen up a little bit.
I'm too sketchy with my lines sometimes. That's another thing I gotta learn it or break the habit of. Especially when I'm doing line art, not to do the like sketchy is fine. Like by that I mean like if you're drawing a line or a curve, I have a tendency to go back and forth a lot, which I think that's, in my opinion, that's probably fine for sketches. But I need to break that habit when I'm doing line art because you end up with like this stuff. Just another. Let's get that back down to a normal size. Just another case of I understand the fundamentals and the technical side. It's the muscle memory skill side that I need to work on. Okay, and they also have something like coming out from it, so it's like whoop. And yes, it crosses over. Don't look at me. That's two. We got a couple more in the front, but not too many, so we will keep it up though. Yeah, we're just drawing. It doesn't have to be exact. You got another one that's like it's a little more reachy. Is that too long though? Let me see. Reset that, return. No, it's fine. Might take a little bit off the end here. Reset that view. Have a couple more hiding in the background. Do you think that's what I should do? Let's go ahead and put this guy here. Oops, didn't mean to zoom out that far. Yeah, some of these pieces, musical arrangements, giving me so much Minecraft nostalgia. Oh God, am I gonna? I might end up playing Minecraft on stream at some point. Oh no. The horror. Okay, we will say that other one is in front, right? Yeah, why not? Okay, this guy seems a little too long. Considering everything else, we will take that guy. Let's move in a little bit here. Move him a little bit. He just seems way too long compared to the other phalanges. Again, I don't know what the technical term for these grabbers are. If it's supposed to be tentacles, then I'm gonna say tentacles. It's the most colloquially appropriate, I think. But phalanges is just a fun word to say, so. Okay, that looks a little better. I could use a couple more. Some chilling in the background. Let's say there is, and let's shrink this a little bit. So there's one. Oops. Probably draw a couple more tentacles because I do want to work on the eye a little bit. I got one that like hooks back. I really like that one. Okay, let's reset that rotation, reset the canvas. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, and time to work on the eye. So they don't even like have a clearly defined eye per se. They have, let me zoom in out here a little bit. So they, obviously that shell, hard shell part goes like that. Actually, it's more like curve, straight, or straight-ish. Need is a rotation here. And solid center mostly. Shrink this a little bit. And they don't even, again, have a defined socket per se. They have more of like the hint of a socket. essence of socket. And some other like lines around it. Kind of like hint of a socket. Let's do a couple more down on the bottom too. A couple heavier too, to imply that shadow. Okay, I'm not looking for perfection here. We are doodling from a children's book. So we will take it easy. Yeah, okay, and then one there maybe. Okay, let's reset. Let's reset our canvas. Let's close the ref. That's not bad. I do think I want to fix this eye a little bit. I think there needs to be a little bit more of a hint in a couple places. I think this is more tattoo worthy than the first one. Not that I should be judging my artwork by how tattoo worthy it is, but that's okay. Reset and reset. Yeah, that's pretty good. I do not hate that. I think I did a good job with that one. I mean, like, comparatively, obviously, I think the first one should be considered partly a warm-up, but like, you have your ammonoid here, or you have your nautiloid. Obviously, the two different calibers of drawing. I mean, ugh. I mean, I probably also spent like 30 more minutes on the ammonoid than I did on the nautiloid. It's just all these damn rings, all this damn part of the shell. And I think I'm gonna make a liar out of myself, because I don't think I'm gonna actually get to drawing any dinos tonight. I've already been streaming for, what's my uptime? Hour 50. I think I might just like mess around with coloring these and call it good. And then next art stream might continue what I'm doing here, pick another couple out of the book and do that. So I'll probably go for another 20 or 30 minutes. Again, kind of depends on how long it takes me to color this to satisfaction. Let me just pull up reference here to see what the ammonoid supposedly was colored as. Alright. So they've got like, I'm seeing pinks and like browns and yellows almost. So let's try a couple things. So my paper's already grayish. Actually, let's tone that paper down a little bit. Yeah, that's a little better. And let's add another color. Let's lock our line art color. I'll rename that. And let's make our color layer. Okay, and let me just see if I can be smart about this. So if I do a magic wand selection, go to all layers, and invert, and fill with, let's do like a tan-ish. Yes! I remembered something technical about Clip Studio Paint. Okay, so now we deselect. Oh. But that's okay. We go in here and we magic wand this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and we just delete that. Yeah, okay. We just deselect everything. Does that get this in a good spot? Yes, it does. Okay, and now go to color, and what is it? Clip to layer below. Lock transparent pixels. That's what I want, I think. Again, know a lot of like the technical side of things, but we will see if how much I remember and how right I am about a lot of the other stuff. Okay, let's just try it to see if I'm right. So what I'm trying to do essentially is Clip Studio Paint has this lock transparent layers or lock transparent pixels option, where basically it changes it so that everything that you try to color on a layer will only be colored on pixels that already have something in them, so you're not like coloring on the transparent part. It's really good for like this colorizing stuff, and also very good for like changing the color of line art, for instance. So if I'm right, let me just, yeah, okay, that's a big enough brush. Actually, let's grow it up a little bit more. Oops. Just to make sure. So if I'm right, when I color, it's only going to color on the shell. So, woo, cool. Although you can see my computer is chugging because it doesn't like when my brush is this big. So that's a little better. Okay, so we probably don't want that. I probably just want like a mixing brush. And what's our ammonoid supposed to look like? It's got some browns. Brown splotches in a circle pattern going around, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's make that a little darker. And let's make this brush a little bigger. Shrink that a little bit as we get closer to the center. This is also, if I increase my brush size here, this is also pretty good control for figuring out like my brush control for cleaning up these this overspray. I don't know another word for it. And we get a little bit of tolerance here because the line art actually covers some of it, so I can come in and be not as precise as I need to. Because I can kind of cheat using the line art to kind of make up for what I'm not getting with my stroke entirely. Art hacks. Talking like I actually know what I'm talking about. If you know me, or if you know anything about me, I'm very good at sounding confident. Sounding like I know what I'm talking about. So I'm always tapped to do chewers. I can vamp. Vamping is like an incredibly powerful skill for streamers, I feel. Nobody wants dead air, but like it's so hard to talk about something all the time. So if you can rant or if you can vamp, hey, more power to you. The trick is ranting and vamping about stuff that people actually want to listen to. Haven't quite figured that one out yet. But that's okay. We are a work in progress. There's nothing wrong with that. Alright, this is a case where I might need to shrink my brush a bit and get in closer. I think I might change out my webcams, speaking of vamping and thinking out loud. I have one webcam right now hooked up to my Raspberry Pi so they can watch my 3D printer, but I don't need as much resolution on that. That was kind of just the most accessible one when I set it up. Here, I think that one would actually work better if I wanted to continue streaming. So let's continue this on. Let's grab this and clean this up a little bit. Just seeing the Nautilus, or the Ammonoid. I keep calling this the Nautilus, but that's not right. It makes me think of, anybody ever watched Lost? I think, and I'm not positive about this, but I think one of the Dharma stations might have had this symbol as its logo. It wasn't the Hydra. The Hydra was the one underwater. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it, but I did re-watch it during the pandemic. Kind of just wanted to watch some of the stuff I watched back in the day, and Lost was one of them. One of those shows. Good potential. I'm sure there is Lost fan art out there. It's just never something that I would think of like as something that is like associated with fandom per se, but at the same time it is kind of like was like there for like the rise of, I'd say, like fandom TV. I've heard it referred to as like the first quote unquote water cooler show, where people would like, you know, in the office talk about water cool or the episodes and stuff like that. Granted, when I was watching it, because I did watch it a little bit when it was airing. When it was airing, I was elementary school still, maybe into middle school. Yeah, definitely into middle school because they had a writer strike season, the first 2008 writer strike. 2007, 2008, one of the two. And I was in middle school during the time of the writer's strike. I don't know why I remember that, but I do remember being in middle school during the time of the writer's strike. We might have been talking about it in like a current affairs class or something like that. Which, you know, shout out to middle school for talking about that kind of stuff, I suppose. Clean this edge up a little bit. This brush, I think, is blending a little bit too, which is fine, but it is ever so slightly noticeable. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna do like all the shell or anything like that. I might just do a couple more things, because I'm not trying to stream for another couple hours or anything like that. I kind of just want to get this done. You know, putting that there implies it's like a shadow color, and that's not really what I was going for there. Oh well. It can be weird. We'll just make it a shadow color. Make this like the white of the eye. Don't think an ammonoid would actually have like a really white eye or anything, considering it is an underwater beastie. But that is okay. White eyes are kind of like a shorthand. Everybody understands white for like the sclera? I actually don't remember what that part of the eye is called. Okay. And let's get a different color for this part of the shell. Let's take that and make it a little darker, I think. Let's make it a little redder, actually. Clear that edge a little bit. Do a shadow, which is poorly defined, especially in the water. Same thing down here. Okay, and then I need to make the fleshy part something different too. What color do I make that? Let's grab that, make it like... Actually, I like the idea of like a blue. It's not bad. Ooh, I don't like that. Actually, I probably do like that. I just want to make sure I get the line delineated here. Make that a little darker. Yeah, that's a little better. This is definitely outside of the scope of what I was trying to do tonight. Because I was only just trying to practice my drawing, my digital illustration. Now I'm getting into like colorizing and shit. It's definitely not the intention, but that's okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. I need some... Oh gosh, unfortunately I think I'm gonna need some shadows and some highlights on this fella here. Otherwise it looks so flat in comparison to the shell. I should have done highlights and shadows on another layer, considering, I'm always talking about my technical knowledge. Whoops. But oh well. This is just chill. You can always come back. The line art's still on another layer, so I can always come back and adjust it to how I want it. Being messy with the shadows, but that's okay. My wrist is starting to hurt. I know I've been drawing for a while. This might be the longest I've drawn in a long time. What are we going at right now? What is my uptime anyway? 2 hours, 13 minutes? Yeah, I definitely think that is the longest I've drawn in a while. I pat myself on the back for that in a little bit when I can reach, when I don't have a tablet stylus in my hand. Oops. Okay. I've considered getting, so this is this is just drawing tablet, but I just have like the stand that I can move around on my computer desk on it, right? Or that's what it's on right now. If I do get a bigger desk, well, if I do move a bigger desk, I already have a bigger desk in another room, but I'm considering moving it out here where I could use it for more stuff. Considering getting one of those, they have like mounted stands and stuff like that you can like basically like think of like a beefy microphone stand. You can just move the tablet around. I might do that. I don't know. Again, buying all this junk for streaming and whatnot, it's great and all, but I need to actually commit to using it. Okay, reset my rotation, reset my canvas. That's pretty good. That's the best I've drawn in a while. It's not even that great, but that's okay. I spent most of tonight on this, so let's just do a recap while we are at it. We'll save this guy for last, because I do think I'm going to call it there. My neck is starting to give me some trouble. So we started tonight with a warm-up. I was just doodling. That's a good way to get warmed up. I was doing that while I was setting up the stream. Then we went on to choose what we wanted our first drawing from our Draw 50 prehistoric beasts, and I decided to go with something simple because it was kind of still part of the warm-up. And we went with our nautiloid. Might be kind of hard to see. I think theirs actually looks a little better than mine. You can be the judge for it, of what I did versus what they did. And that was, again, I think still considered part of the warm-up, because the best one we did was our ammonoid, which is the next page in this here book. Wow, amazing. So that's what they ended up with. That's what I ended up with. Mine is definitely more in line with what that Pokemon I'm thinking of, just looking at the coloration of it all. But that's okay. So yeah, I actually had a pretty chill time streaming tonight, which is a good sign. Normally I am stressed at the end of a stream. but this bodes well, I think. Even if I'm just talking to myself and gonna post this probably as a VOD somewhere. We'll see. So I think I might try to be a little more consistent with my streams going forward. I haven't consistently streamed ever, but I used to stream a little bit more when I was in college. Gosh, 6 years ago now. I think going forward, I'd like to. Not everybody always has their New Year's resolutions. Maybe one of my New Year's resolutions will be to stream more. I think I would like to start maybe just a minimum of twice a week. I haven't decided on like a schedule yet or anything like that, but I do like the idea of having one scheduled stream be like just a gaming stream, something I can just play the games that I'm playing right now. Right now I'm getting really into Sea of Thieves. Right now I have a Baldur's Gate campaign I need to finish. I'm in Act 3. We can do that on stream. I've been getting into Factorio, although I'm very, very bad at Factorio, so streaming that for some help would be nice. And then the other stream we can do like more creative stuff, drawing like this, maybe checking out a couple other drawing software I have on my computer like Krita and Medibang and Corel Painter and stuff like that. And then also 3D modeling, game dev, Sprite, like pixel editing software, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it might be a good step forward. I think it would be a lot of fun. So yeah, that is my soft commitment to to streaming a little bit more into 2024, and maybe we hang out, maybe we keep it up, maybe we don't. Haven't decided on like solid schedules or anything like that, so we will play it by ear. But yeah, if it's as chill as this, I would be totally down to continue. So anyway, that'll be it for me. Thanks for coming and hanging out on a chill Friday night for 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's yeah. See you later.